Okay, so today we're going to discuss about basic kinematic quantities and equation. So let us first define what kinematics is. So kinematics is the science of describing the motion of objects using words, diagrams, numbers, graphs, and equation. So as long as you describe a motion, that is kinematics. So for the position vector, velocity vector, and acceleration vector, the motion graph below shows the motion of a body thrown upward as a function of time. So for the first graph, that is position versus time. And then for the second one, for the letter B, that is the velocity versus time. And then the last one is the acceleration versus time. So each of the motion graphs above can be represented by a function, let's say h of t for the position, v of t for the velocity, and a of t for the acceleration. And then looking closely at the graph, the position, h of t of the object thrown upward is a parabola, which can be represented by a quadratic equation. Getting the first derivative of this function will lead to a linear function, which is the velocity. And the second derivative is a constant, which is the acceleration. So for the position, we will denote that as r, vector r of t. And then the velocity is v of t. Then for the acceleration is a of t. So again, if we get the derivative of the position, what we can get is the velocity. And if we differentiate velocity, what we can get is the acceleration. On vice versa, if we have given acceleration, we want to get the velocity, we need to integrate. So if we integrate acceleration, what we can get is velocity. Then if we integrate velocity, what we can get is the position. Now for the position vectors, the position of an object is described by its position vector, always to the particle from the origin. So let's say, for example, if this is our origin, if it moves from the origin to the right, so from point A, that is a position. So that is position A. Then if we go to point B, then that is position B. Then again, if we go to point C, then that is a point C. So that is the position vector. Now for the displacement vector, the displacement vector is the difference between its final position vector and its final initial position vector, but making use of the full vector notation rather than the positive and negative signs to indicate the direction of the motion. Now, if we are dealing with one-dimensional motion, let's say it's along x, then the displacement vector is delta x. And meaning the delta x is the final position minus the initial position. Now, if it's moved along y, then the delta y is yf minus yi. But again, if we're going to combine the x and y components, we will make it as r. So delta r, so that would be r f minus ri, or that would be r2 minus r1. Now for the instantaneous velocity, this is the derivative of the position vector with respect to the time and direction at any point in a particle path along a tangent to the path of that point. So again, if we're going to get the derivative of the position, so the velocity vector v of t is equal to the derivative of the position if that is with respect to x. So also v of t, if in two dimension, that would be dr over dt. So getting the derivative of the position, what we can get is the velocity. Now for the instantaneous acceleration, this is the derivative of the velocity. vector with respect to time. So if we have given velocity and we get the derivative of the velocity, what we can get is the acceleration. So a of t is the derivative of the velocity with respect to time. And also, that can be also the second derivative of the position. Again, given tayo na position, x of t, if we get the derivative of x with respect to t, we can get the velocity. Then, if we get the derivative of the velocity, what we can get is the acceleration, or meaning this now, the acceleration is also the second derivative of the position. Okay, so that is for the instantaneous velocity and acceleration. So if we are asked to determine for the acceleration or the velocity without telling the term instantaneous, it means we need to get the derivative. Now for the average velocity. So the average velocity is the particle's displacement divided by the time interval during which that displacement occurs. So the average velocity is the displacement divided by the change in time. So again, the displacement is xf minus xi all over tf minus ti. So for the average acceleration, that is the change in velocity divided by the time interval during which that change occurs. So that is the change in velocity with respect to time. So Vf minus Vi all over Tf minus Ti. So if we are asked to determine for the average velocity and acceleration, what we need is the initial and the final position for the velocity, and then initial and final velocity for the acceleration. That's what we need in order to get the average velocity and average acceleration. So, kinematic equations. So, the kinematic equations are a set of equations that can be utilized to predict unknown information about an object's motion if other information is known. So, as we said earlier, the instantaneous velocity, A. So, let's derive the kinematic equation. That A is the derivative of the velocity with respect to time. Now, if we cross multiply, what we can get here is dv is equal to a dt. Okay, so dv is equal to a dt. So if we have derivative of the velocity, this means the v changes. So dt, so also the time changes. So if we want to solve for the v, so we can say that the integral of the dv is equal to letter A is constant, then this is integral of the dt. But dv, since this is changes, there is an initial velocity, then there is also a final velocity. Now for the time, so we may use from 0 to the time instead of the ti and t sub f. Now, what is the integral of dv? If we're going to get the integral of dv, so that's a definite integral for this, what we can get is letter v. And that is from vi to vf, which is equal to letter a. Then the integral of dt is letter t. But this is from 0 to t. Now, substitute for the values of the limits for the value of the v. First value of v is vf, then minus vi. Then this is now equal to letter A. Then for the value of the t, the first value is the upper limit, which is t, minus the lower limit, which is 0. Now, Bf, solving for Bf, so Bf now is equal to, then transpose negative Vi, so that will become positive Vi, then plus letter A, then t minus 0 is t multiplied by A. So this is now letter T. So Bf is equal to Vi plus AT. And this is our first kinematic equation. Okay. Now, let's get the second kinematic equation. Now, for the second kinematic equation, it was also said a while ago that velocity is equal to the derivative of the position with the respect to t. So let us take note that in here we were going to use the v is our vf. So by cross multiply, the dx is now equal to v dt. So if we're going to get the integral of the dx, so meaning there is a changes in x because dx, so there's a change in x. So there is an initial position for x, then there is also a final position for x. And this is equal to the integral of the v. So since v is equal to vf, so let us use the first kinematic, which is vi plus at. So that is the value of the v. And then this is multiplied by the dt. So the time also changes. So this is from 0 to t. Now, for the integral of dx, what we can get is x. But again, there is a limit. So that's from xi to xf equals vi is constant, then integral of dt, let us distribute, plus a, then integral of t dt. Okay, so solving for x, so substituting, so we have first value of x is x sub f minus x sub I. Then this is equal to vi, but the integral of dt is letter t. Then plus, but this again is from 0 to t. Then plus a. The integral of t dt is t squared over 2. Then from 0 to t. Now, to get the second kinematic equation, so what is xf minus xi? Xf minus xi, that is our displacement. So let that be the delta x. Then this is now equal to vi. Then the first value of the t is t, then minus 0. So t minus 0, that will give us simply letter t. Okay, this is time. This is vi times the t. Then plus 1/2 of the a. Then t squared, first value of again t is t, so magiging t squared, minus 0 squared, so that result is t squared. So this is now t squared. And this is now our second kinematic equation, that the delta x is equal to vit plus 1/2 a t squared. Now, let us derive the third kinematic equations. For the third kinematic equation, can we say that the derivative of the velocity with respect to x is equal to the derivative of the velocity with respect to time times the dt over dx. So in that case, we can cancel the dt here. So what we can get is dv over dx. So what is dv over dx? So this is now dv over dx. Okay, so dv over dx. And the dv over dt, the derivative of the velocity with respect to time, we know that is the acceleration. And then the dt over dx, we have velocity is equal to dx over dt. So therefore, if we're going to get dt over dx, that means 1 over b. So this is 1 over b. So that is the equivalent of the dt over dx. Now, by cross multiplication, we have now v dv. And this is equal to a dt. So ano nagbabago? Yung velocity saka yung time. So, getting the integral of this, so v dv. So since velocity changes, there is initial, there is final. Then this equal to, since a not changing, so meaning that is a constant. So integral of the dt. And this is from 0 to t. Now, getting the integral of v dv, what we can get is b squared over 2. B squared over 2. And this is from vi to vf, which is equal to letter a. Then the integral of letter t is of dt is t. But this is from 0 to t. Now, let us now substitute for the value of the b. First is vf. So this now become vf squared all over 2 minus second value of b is bi, then squared all over 2. And this is equal to letter a. Then t minus 0, that will give us letter t. Now, to eliminate 2, we have to multiply the whole equation by 2. So, bf squared now, bf squared. So, that would be the result. Then, negative bi squared divided by 2, multiplied by 2, so that would be negative bi squared. But if we're going to transpose that to the right, it becomes positive. So this now becomes bf squared is equal to bi squared. Then plus, oh, so I think we have to correction about this one. Okay, so we have to correct. It's dv over dx. So this must be dx, not dt. Okay, so this is a dx. So this is dx. So this means from xi to xf. So from xi to xf. Okay, so integral of the v dv, if we're going to get the integral of that, so that will be b squared over 2 from vi to vf. And this is equal to letter a. The integral of dx is x from xi to xf. Okay, so first value of v, again, that will be vf, then squared all over 2 minus vf squared all over 2, then minus vi squared all over 2, and that is equal to a. Then the first value of x is x sub f minus x sub I. Now, multiplying the whole equation by 2, that will give us vf squared minus vi squared is equal to 2a. But xf minus xi is delta x. So therefore, solving for vf squared, that will give us vi squared plus 2a delta x. And this is our third kinematic equation. So the first kinematic, again, vf is equal to vi plus at. The second kinematic is delta x is equal to vit plus 1 half at squared. And then the third kinematic is vf squared is equal to vi squared plus 2a delta x. So let's have an example. So a particle moves along the x-axis. Its position varies with time according to the expression x of t is equal to negative 4t plus 2t squared, where x is in meters and t is in second. Letter A, determine the displacement and average velocity of the particle in the time interval t is equal to 1 second to t is equal to 3 seconds. And letter B, find the instantaneous velocity of the particle at time 2.5 seconds. So, since we are asked to determine for the average velocity, meaning we need to get the displacement. So, we need to have the final position and the initial position. Now, for letter A, at time is equal to 1 second. So, meaning this is our x of 1. So, by substituting it to the equation, x of 1, of course, this would be our x initial. And that would be negative 4 times 1 plus 2 times 1 squared. So, our initial position will give us negative 4 plus 2 times 1 squared. That would be 2. So, negative 4 plus 2, that is negative 2 meter. So this is our initial position. Now, to get for the final position, that would be x of 3 seconds. So this is our xf. So substitute again to the equation, that would be negative 4 times 3. Then that is plus 2 times 3 squared. So 3 squared is 9 times 2 is 18. Plus negative 4 times 3 is 12. So 18 minus 12, that will give us 6. So the final position is 6 meter. Okay, so we can now solve for the displacement. And the displacement is the final position, which is 6 meter, minus the initial position, which is negative 2 meter. So negative times negative, that will give us positive. Therefore, the displacement is 8 meters. Okay, so since we already know the displacement, we can now determine for the value of the average velocity. Now, the average velocity is equal to the displacement, which is 8 meter, divided by the change in time. And the time happens from 1 to 3 seconds. So this is 3 minus 1 second. So the average velocity is now equal to, so this is now 8 divided by 2. And that is 4 meter per second. Okay, so next is we have to determine for the value of the instantaneous velocity of the particle. Now, again, for the instantaneous, we need to get the derivative of the given position. So, the velocity or v of t is the derivative of x with respect to time. So, v of t is now equal to, so what is the derivative of negative 4t plus 2t squared? The derivative of negative 4t is negative 4. And then, the derivative of 2t squared is 4t. So, this is our v of t, negative 4 plus 4t. But we are asked to determine the instantaneous velocity at the time 2.5. So, we have substitute 2.5 in the equation that we got. So, negative 4 times 2.5. And this is plus 4. Oh, so that would be negative 4 plus 4 times 2.5. And therefore, the instantaneous velocity will give us, so that would be 10 minus 4, so that would be 6 meter per second. Okay, so that is example number 1. Okay, so let's proceed. with example number 2. The velocity of the particle moving along the x-axis varies according to the expression Vx is equal to 4t minus 5t squared, where t is in seconds. Letter A, find the average acceleration in the time interval 0 seconds to t is equal to 2 seconds. Letter B, determine the acceleration at the time 2 seconds. And letter C, determine the average velocity in the time interval from 0 to 2 seconds. So, first, we have the velocity. The given velocity is equal to, or our v of t is 4t minus 5t squared. So since we are asked for the average acceleration, that is the change in velocity. So we need to know what is initial velocity and what is the final velocity. Since we have given time, so v of 0, so this is our initial velocity. And that would be 4t minus 5 times 0 squared. So therefore, our initial velocity is 40 meter per second. Now, for the final velocity, that would be v of 2. So that would be our vf. So that would be 40 minus 5, and the time is 2 squared. So what is our final velocity? 2 squared is 4 times negative 5 is 20. So 40 minus 20, that will give us 20 meter per second. So we can now solve for the average velocity. Now the average velocity, so for letter A, the VAB is final velocity, that would be 20 minus initial velocity, and that is 40, divided by the time, that is from 0 to 2, so that is 2 minus 0. So therefore, our VAB is 20 minus 40, that will give us negative 20 divided by 2, and that will give us negative 10 meter per second. Now, to solve for letter B, determine the acceleration of the time. So, this time, we are asked, for letter A, that it's not velocity, it's acceleration. Okay? Again, this is acceleration, sorry. So, this is A, average acceleration. Now, for letter B, let us determine the instantaneous. Now, to get the instantaneous, as I've said earlier, we need to get the derivative of the velocity. So, letter A, instantaneous, is the derivative of the velocity with respect to time. So, letter A is the derivative of V. So, since this is our given, so 40, the derivative of 40 is 0. Then the derivative of negative 5t squared is negative 10t. So, if the time is 2 seconds, so this is negative 10 times 2. So, our value for the instantaneous acceleration at 2 seconds is negative 20 meter per second. So that is the acceleration. Now, let us determine the average velocity in the time interval. T is equal to 0 to t is equal to 2 seconds. Since we need average velocity, what we need is initial position and the final position. So how are we going to get the equation for the position if given the velocity? So I have, as I've said also earlier, if we want to get the velocity, get the derivative of the position. So if we're going to get the position given velocity, we need to integrate or get the integrals of the velocity in order to get the position equation. So in that case, this is for letter C. So integral, so to solve for x of t. So x of t is equal to the integral of letter b, which is 4t minus 5t squared dt. Okay, so x of t now is equal to 4t integral of dt minus 5 integral of t squared dt. So our equation for x of t is 4t t minus 5. Then the integral of t squared, that is t cubed over 3. So that is our equation for the position. Okay, so let us now get the average velocity. So from 0 to 2. So x of 0, meaning substitute 40 times 0 minus 5 times 0 cube all over 3. So our x of 0, that will be our initial position. And that will give us 0 meter. Next, x of 2. And this is our final position. So for the final position, that will be equal to 40 times 2 minus 5 times 2 cube. And this is all over 3. Therefore, our final position, that will give us, so what is the result for this? I guess this is 66.66. So 66.664. Okay? So 80 minus 2 cube is 8 times 5, 40. So 40 over 3. So 3 times 8 is 240 minus 80. Minus 40. So 200 divided by 3. So 200 divided by 3, that will give us 66.666666 and so on. So our average velocity now is equal to the final position minus the initial position. And this happened again also from 0 to 2. So what is our VAB? So 66.66 divided by 2, that will give us 33.33. Then this is meter per second. So this is our average velocity. Okay, so let's now have our third example. So a particle starts from the origin at time 0 with an initial velocity having an x component of 20 meter per second and a y component of negative 15 meter per second. So the particle moves in the xy plane with an x component of acceleration only, given by a sub x is 4 meter per second. So So this is now a two-dimension. So we have x component, we have the y component. So again, initial velocity at x. So initial velocity at x, the given is that we have Vix is 20 meter per second. And then the initial velocity for y is negative 15 meter per second. Again, if we're going to combine these two, then the initial velocity vector is 20 I hat minus 15 j hat. So we have the x and y component. Now, for the acceleration, given is that we have acceleration at x, which is 4 meter per second squared. Then, there is no acceleration at y. So therefore, the velocity and the vector for acceleration is simply 4 I hat because there is no acceleration for the y component. Now, calculate the velocity and speed of the particle at the time. So given, we have time is equal to 5 seconds. Evaluate the speed of the particle as the magnitude of the Vf. So we need to get the velocity, final velocity vector. We also need to get the Vf, so that is the magnitude, and the x and y coordinates of the particle at any time t. So we also need to get the value of the x, or simply delta x, and the delta y. And then if we're going to, and that is position vector, meaning we have to combine it. Letter R for the position vector. Okay, so letter A, so let us now solve for the final velocity. Now, for the first kinematic, we know that the Vf is equal to Vi plus AT. Now, at x component, at x, so we can determine the final velocity at x. So Bi, so since this is x component, so what is the x component initial? That would be 20 plus acceleration at x, that would be 4. And the time given is 5. So 20 plus 4 times 5, and that will give us 40. So that is our final velocity at x. Now, at y, Vfy is now equal to, initial velocity at y is negative 15 plus acceleration at y is 0, and this is also times 5, so cancel. So this will give us negative 15. So combining the x and y component, what we can get is the final velocity vector, and that is equal to 40 I hat minus 15 j hat, and this is in meter per second. So what is now the Vf? If we're going to get the magnitude, so what is the magnitude? So that would be the square root of 40 square plus 15 square. What is the magnitude of the velocity? So Vf is 42.72 meter per second. So that is the magnitude. But again, we are also need to determine the x and y component. So since we want to determine the position at x and y, so we need to get the delta x and the delta y, and that is by the use of the second kinematic equation. Okay, so how are we going to get the position? Now for the position, we have here, so let me erase this one. Yes, I have to erase this. Okay, so to determine now for the position vector, we have the formula of delta x is equal to bit plus 1 half a t squared. So delta x, for the at x, delta x is bix, which is 20, times the time, 5, plus 1 half. Our acceleration at x is 4. And then the time, again, is 5 squared. So what is delta x? So we have here 100, 150 meter. Now for delta y, that will initial velocity at y, which is negative 15 times 5 plus 1 half. Acceleration in y is 0, then 5 squared. So this is cancelled. So what's now delta y? So that will be 5 times negative 15, negative 75 meter. And so the position vector is, so let me write it at the top, the delta r, for our position vector component, we have 150 I hat minus 75 j hat. And this is in meter. So this is our position vector. Okay, so let's have another example. Number 4. A golf ball is hit off a tee at the edge of a cliff. Its x and y coordinates as a function of time are given by the following expression. X is equal to 18 meter per second times the time, and y is equal to 4 meter per second times the time minus 4.9 meter per second squared t squared. Now, letter A, write a vector expression for the ball's position as a function of time using the unit vectors I and j. So, let's combine first the x and the y. So again, if we combine the x and y, what we can get is the r. So this is the position at any time t. So that will be 18 times t. So x component is 18t. Then I hat. Then plus, for the y, we have 4 times t minus 4.9, then t squared. And this is for j hat. So that is our vector expression for the ball's position. Now, what is the velocity vector as a function of time? So, position, again, if we get the derivative of the position, what we can get is the velocity vector. So, the velocity vector, so take note that v of t is equal to the derivative of the r with respect to t. So, the vector, a velocity vector is equal to 18t, derivative of 18t is 18. Then, this is in the x component. Then, plus, derivative of 4t is 4. Then, derivative of 4.9t squared, that is negative 9.8t. And this is times the j hat. So we have now the position vector at any time t. We have now the velocity vector at any time t. So next is letter C. We need to get the acceleration vector as a function of 9. So in order to get that, the acceleration or the a of t is the derivative of the velocity with respect to time. So what is now a of t? So a of t, so let's go back. The derivative of 18 I hat is, of 18 is 0. So there is no acceleration at x. Now the derivative of 4 is 0. Then the derivative of negative 9.8t is negative 9.8. So negative 9.8. And this is in J hat. Okay. So ano kaya ang ibig sabihin nito? So let's try some example here. So what is the position, the velocity, and the acceleration of the golf ball all at time 3 seconds. Now, what is the position? Okay, so the position at 1 second. So, R of 1 is equal to 18 times 1. So, that would be 18 times 1 I hat. Then plus 4 times 1. 4 times 1 minus 4.9 times 1 squared. And this is for J hat. Okay, so what is now the position? So we have 18 times 1, 18 I hat. Now, please solve for this 1 squared. So 4.9, negative 4.9 times plus 4. I'm sorry, this should be in 3 seconds. So this is in 3 seconds, sorry. So this is 3. So first one is 18 times 3 is 54 I hat. How about the next one? 4 times 3 is 12 minus 4.9 times 3 square. So 3 square is 9. 9 times 4.9. Then minus 12. And that will give us 21.9. Negative 21.9. And this is in J hat. So this is our position at if the time is 3 seconds. Now let us solve for the velocity. What is the value of the velocity at the time? 3 seconds. So let's go back for the value of the velocity. 18 I hat. So we don't need to substitute. 18 I hat. Then plus, we have 4 minus 9.8 times the time. Minus 9.8 and the time is 3. And this is for J hat. So, 18 I hat. Okay, so 18 I hat. And this is minus 25.4 J hat. And this is our velocity vector. Now, there is a correction about this 21.9. So instead of 21.9, that would be negative 32.1. Yes, 32.1 J hat. Now, the last one is we need to determine the value of the acceleration, A at 3. So using this one, so 9.8 j hat. So wala tayong masasubstitute. So ibig sabihin, kahit mag-substitute tayo ng at the time 2 second, wala rin. 9.8 pa rin. J. So ibig sabihin, di ba sa y component, so constant yung acceleration niya sa y. So meaning, this is, ano ba yung 9.8? This is negative 9.8. So meaning, projectile motion, itong problem number 4. Kapag constant ang velocity, the acceleration at y, that is acceleration due to gravity. So that is in projectile motion. Okay, so let's have next. A web page designer creates an animation in which a dot on a computer screen has a position of 4 cm plus 2.5 cm per second squared t square I hat plus 5 cm per second times the time j hat. Find the magnitude and direction of the dot's average velocity between t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 2 seconds. So, average velocity. So, again, if we need average, what we need is the final and the initial position. But this is now a 2 dimensions. So, let us get first r of 0. So, this is our ri or the initial position. And that is, so we can simplify this. This is r 4 plus 2.5 t square. And this is in I hat. Then plus 5 times the time j hat. Okay, so let us now substitute. So unang value is 0. So that would be 4 plus 2.5 times 0 square. And this is I hat. Plus 5 times 0 j hat. So the initial position, so we can cancel this, is simply 4 I hat. Now, for the final position, we have r of 2. So this is our rf. So that would be 4 plus 2.5 times 2 square. And this is I hat plus 5 times 2 j hat. And this will give us, so 2 square is 4 times 2.5, that would be 10, and then 10 plus 4, that would be 10 I hat. And then 5 times 2 is 10 j hat. So we can now solve for the average. Now the average is final position, which is 10 I hat plus 10 j hat, minus the initial position, which is 4i, divided by the change in time that happens into 2 minus 0. So that is from 0 to 2. So combining like terms, 10i minus 4i. We have, again, this is 14 I hat for R2. So this is 14. Okay, 14 minus 4, that will give us 10 I hat plus 10 j hat, and this is all divided by 2. So therefore, this is 5 I hat plus 5 j hat. So this is our velocity, average velocity, 5 I hat plus 5 j hat. Now, find the magnitude and the direction of the dot's instantaneous velocity at the time 0, time 1, and time 2 seconds. Again, in order to get the velocity, we need to get the derivative of the position. So v is equal to dr over dt. So our v of t, so what's the derivative of this one? So derivative of 4 is 0, and then derivative of 2.5t squared is 5t. But this is multiplied with I hat. Then the derivative of 5t is 5 and multiplied by j hat. So we can now solve for the time, velocity. So velocity instantaneous at 1 second, that would be 5 times 1 I hat plus 5 j hat. So therefore, this is 5 I hat plus 5 j hat. Velocity at 2, that would be 5 times 2 I hat plus 5 j hat. And that will give us 10 I hat plus 5 j hat. Next, we have velocity at, we forgot to get the velocity at 0. So velocity at 0, we have 5 times 0 I hat plus 5 j hat. So velocity at 0 is 5 j hat. So what we can observe, sa y component, pare-pareha silang 5j. So ibig sabihin, there is a constant velocity at y. And then for the x component, what we can observe is that from 0 to 2, padagdag ng 5. So from 0, naging 5, naging 10. So meaning, there is an acceleration. Now, at x, acceleration at x ng 5 kasi dagdag niya ay 5 ng 5. Kasi makikita naman natin niya if we're going to get the derivative, no? So, kunin natin yung derivative nito para mapatunayan. Anong derivative ng velocity? That would be acceleration. So, anong derivative ng 5t? 5 I hat. Then, anong derivative ng 5? 0. So, ito, kita natin. Sa x component, ang acceleration ay 5. So, meaning, dagdag ng 5 sa x component. Pero, sa y component, wala. Walang dinadagdag kasi wala tayong letter j. So, there is no acceleration at y. Okay? So, okay. A bus is moving at 25 meters per second when the driver steps on the brakes and brings the bus to a stop in 3 seconds. What is the acceleration of the bus while braking? So given a bus is moving at 25 meters per second, so that would be the initial velocity. When the driver steps on the brake and brings the bus to a stop, so kapag nag-stop, ang final velocity would be 0. And this happens in 3 seconds. So what is the acceleration? So what kinematic equation we're going to use? So base dito, dahil wala naman delta x, yung delta x ay nasa kinematic equation 2 and 3, so we need to use the first kinematic, which is Bf is equal to Bi plus At. So solving for A, so A is Bf minus Bi all over the time. So therefore, the Bf is 0 minus 25, and this is divided by 3. So what is now the acceleration? That is negative 25 divided by 3, and that will give us 8.33. meter per second square. And this is negative. So, bakit siya negative? Kasi, from mabilis, biglang bumagal hanggang sa huminto. So, ang nangyari doon, hindi siya nag-accelerate. It's decelerate. So, the negative means pababa ng pababa yung kanyang velocity. So, that's why it is negative. Okay? So, again, take note kapag negative ang acceleration, meaning bumabagal. Last example for this. A golf ball rolls up a hill toward a miniature golf hole. Assign the direction toward the hole as being positive. If the ball starts with a speed of 2 meters per second, so that would be initial, and slow at a constant rate of 0.5 meter per second. So letter A is 0.550 meter per second squared. What is its velocity after 2 seconds? So, hinahanap yung VF. And we can use, again, the first kinematic equation, which is VF is equal to VI plus AT. So, the VF is now equal to VI, which is 2, plus the A, which is 0.50. And then the times the time, which is 2. So, in this case, what we can get is 3 meter per second. But it says it slows down. So, from BI 2 meter per second, tapos dito magiging 3 meter per second. So, as I've said earlier, kung nag-slows down siya, dapat yung acceleration natin, it should be negative. Okay? So, the acceleration is negative. So, 2 plus negative 0.5 times, so that would be negative 1. So, 2 minus 1, that will give us 1 meter per second. So, ang reason bakit siya naging negative, nandito nakalagay, is that it slows. So, when we say slows down, bumabagal, ang dapat value ng letter A is negative. Okay, so that would be all about kinematics.